everybody. Happy New Year to you. Listen, I am your girl, Keisha ShonGee Johnson. I am your host of Wine La Vie podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, we're going to have a dynamic, fantastic, terrific show for you tonight. Listen, we got some major things on this show. I can't wait. How y'all doing? Listen, like, honey, how was your day? What you couldn't control and what you didn't fix today? Listen, worry about it tomorrow, baby. We not stressing. We not getting no gray hair. We not having our hair falling out. We're not getting no gray in our beard. I understand it's wisdom, but listen, a lot of that is stress. We're not stressing. We're too blessed to be stressed. So listen, honey, I am feeling good. It's a great year. Listen, I know that the Most High is going to do some incredible things this year. I am excited, so super excited for the transformation and the things that are about to happen. Okay. So when I tell you, like, it's the new year, right? So I got this, you know how I do this whole healthy regimen, been in healthcare for 30 years plus, right? So I always bring a healthy regimen to you, right? So with it being the new year, I know that I want the Most High to take me in places, stretch and expand my territories. I want him to do a certain thing that I need him to do in my life. I need him to do a couple of things in my life, more than a couple, okay? So when I tell you, like, I have taken on and implementing fasting, okay? So with fasting comes with a whole lot of things, and it's sacrifice. Okay, so what I am introducing, doing this whole thing that I am fasting, right? I love wine. I'm a wine connoisseur, wine lover, right? But I know that I got to give the Most High his just dues because he has been so good to me, and I'm sure to you too. But it's things that I know that I want him to take me up higher. We stretching, we expanding, we taking things to a higher height. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to give him his just dues and make the sacrifices that he done made for me. Okay, so what I'm going to introduce you tonight, okay, is with this health regimen, we keeping our body yaddies, right? Wine and health is just going to have to go together because that's a part of me, right? Healthcare professional, wine lover, okay? It's a duo team with me, okay? So what I'm introducing you tonight, the feature tonight is apple cranberry sparkling wine. Okay, so martinis, apple cranberry sparkling wine. We fasting, we doing some awesome things, and when I tell you, it is so phenomenal. It is great. It smells good. I smell the apples. I smell the cranberries, right? Let me take a little swig of that for you. Listen, what I prepared, because I'm on this Daniel fast, right? So what I prepared for you, and with the Daniel fast, let me just tell you this. It is no meat, no dairy, right? No sweets, no whole bunch of carbs, unhealthy carbs, right? So the charcuterie I have for you tonight to go with tonight's feature. Do you see this? Yum, yum, and yum. Okay, so we got our seasoned marinated Brussels sprouts, right? Tossed in a little olive oil and some garlic seasoning. Okay, I smell the garlic, right? Then also we have some marinated tossed in olive oil with just a smidge of margarine, broccoli florets, okay, fresh. Then we have a vegetable medley. It has carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, some snap peas, okay? So that's gonna be so good, right? And so what I like to do, ladies and gentlemen, y'all see these walnuts? I got walnuts, fresh walnuts, right? So what I like to do, I like to chop these walnuts, right? And sprinkle the raw walnuts over my vegetables. So this acts as a protein. Okay, so y'all already know I only eat fish. Okay, so I'm a pescatarian. It started out vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, because I ain't trying to lose my hair and I'm not trying to lose my nails and all that other good stuff. So we add a little bit of fish to the diet. And so we got the walnuts. This is going to take the place of the protein, right? So let me just tell you a little bit about fasting and the Daniel fast, right? So fasting safely and appropriately is one of the ways that the Bible encouraged believers to connect with, grow closer to God. It increases the dependence on power of spirit and proves that man does not live alone on bread, okay? So there is some evidence in the modern world that certain kinds of fasting and diets can physically healthy and spiritually and strengthening you, right? You got to get your mind right? So if you want to be rich and you want to be wealthy, that's your mind, body, spirit. Okay, listen, one kind of fast is biblically roots. It's called the Daniel fast, right? This is based on actions of the prophet of Daniel, right? Trying to maintain God's laws and his identity as a Jew. Daniel ate cleanly for the period of time in order to show that God of Israel, the ways were better than the descendants and indigent ways of the Babylonians, right? So this is why I honor this fast, right? And during the fast, right, you cannot do anything without prayer, right? So I understand that Jesus turned the water into wine. I understand that too, right? I am a wine lover, right? But right here, you got to make room. Make room for him, okay? Make it a sacrifice and a priority of him, right? I cannot do this fast without making room, without making some sacrifice, right? So I'm going to make room in this prayer guide, right? It tells me how to pray, how to use this book, creating a lifestyle of prayer, the Lord's Prayer, tabernacle prayer, praying scripture, the prayer of Isaiah, David's prayer of gratitude, right? Prayer surrender, prayer of Jezebel, warfare prayers, kingdom prayers, praying for those who need God, personal prayer focus, and final prayers, right? I'm going to make room. And there's a song by what's his name? Jonathan Reynolds, right? He say make room. There's a song called Make Room. I am going to make room, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you make room too, okay? And while I'm making room, right, I'm going to still be journalizing, right? I'm still going to be writing the vision and making it plain, right? So I can stay focused, right? So I can focus on the promises, what he's going to do for me in 2025. I suggest you get on board, ladies and gentlemen. Baby, we taking off. It's going to be a rocket, okay? We blast off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Listen, tonight, I got a bad, when I say a bad brother tonight that's featured, okay? Anybody who has ever tuned in to the Wine La Vie podcast, y'all know ShonGee always feature entrepreneurs and business owners doing the doggone thing, right? So tonight, let me introduce this brother to you. Tonight, we got Mr. Terrell Alexander, founder, hosted since 2022, The Hype Room, this program that examines the day's next biggest and not so hot news stories in real estate, politics, entertainment, pop culture, sports, religion, and more. Terrell's team consists on real estate brokers, comedians, entertainers, athletes, authors, and small business owners. Terrell sits down with people that don't make headline news rotation and get their perspective on current events, right? He often gets and takes on the U.S. culture, foreign affairs, and more. Terrell is the founder of Hype Cafe Franchises and also is the host of the Hype Cafe Hype Room and recording on Sundays from 3 p.m. to 3:45 Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you I got a bad entrepreneur tonight, put your hands together for Mr. Terrell Alexander. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Miss ShonGee, how you doing?
Listen, I am well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wine La Vie and being a guest on the show. I can't wait for the people to hear this interview, baby, because I know you go drop some serious nuggets on them.
Well, it's not really scripted, so I hope you're ready for me.
Listen, we're gonna have fun. Listen, I want you to just relax, have fun. Listen, we go coast this thing and we go vibe together. You understand?
That'll work. Yes, ma'am.
Listen, Terrell, how you been? Like, what's been going on with you?
Man, I've been doing awesome, man. I just came back to Atlanta about 3 years ago. I've been here since 1993. So I've been in Atlanta for a long time. But I had to leave about three or 4 years ago, take care of myself and my family.
Listen, hey, I know you got a testimony. You have a big testimony, and it's the new year. It's 2025, brother. Listen, people need to hear your testimony to give them a sense of hope. People are losing hope. They losing their joy, their peace. Listen, this show, this platform is to encourage brothers and sisters. Listen, teenagers, young people, old people. Listen, keep the faith. Keep the faith.
So let me tell you, everything starts with a journey, right? So if you go back to right before the pandemic, it was 2019, right? So I actually had 2 strokes. So I had one in Atlanta, then I had one in South Carolina. So I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. So I went back, and that's when I had my second stroke. So lo and behold, my mother was still around. So she said, you know what, let me help you out because I know how you think. Mm-hmm. I think as an entrepreneur, I've been doing business for like over 20-some years, right? So everything I do is like quick. You know what I'm saying? I got a vision to it. So she was like, just calm down, just calm down. I read out cards. I did a lot of stuff, right? So she said, just calm down. You're doing too much. Calm down. Just take it slow. We didn't know the pandemic was coming, right? So we slowed down. But every Friday we would watch movies, right? We had to figure out different ways to relax and, have a break from whatever we're doing in the day. And we didn't have to pay attention to a lot of stuff that's going on in the world.
Right.
Yeah, so that was a good thing about it. So what it gave me a chance to do, I actually couldn't walk. I could barely talk. And I lost a feeling in the right side of my body. So imagine somebody being on their back that's got to figure out in their mind what to do. So when I really came to, they were like, well, what's the first thing that came to your mind? I said, well, I prayed about it. So I was like, well, what's the most important thing to myself that I got to keep, that I can't lose? If I was talking just directly to God right now, what I need to have.
Right.
So I said, I need my health. I need my money. I need some education. I can't lose that. If you don't know what you're doing, you almost lost. And then there was this weird thing. It was a C, right? So I had to learn about that and what I meant by that, right? I wrote down C because of coding. And coding, when you learn about it, it's really like different languages of coding. Mm-hmm. So it can be AI, it can be PHP, C++, stuff like that. And I didn't know about that. I'm a English-born citizen, whatever. But other languages, you got to learn different cultures, right?
Right.
So I had to learn about other people as well. So that was part of my other journey. So fast forward to move back to Atlanta. So I moved back. Thank God I could walk, get around. Somebody, the joke I had with my doctor, he said, you had a mild stroke. I said, what do you mean by mild stroke? Because I'm bad at medical terms. I said, what do you mean by mild stroke? I said, to me, a stroke is a stroke. Right? So he said, with a mild stroke, you still function. I was like, oh, okay. So you mean I can walk, talk, and everything like I normally do, right? He was like, yeah, you just got to keep working on yourself, exercise, and get stronger, right?
Right.
So thank God I can walk and get around and everything now. But back then, I didn't really have no hope. You know what I'm saying? So I had to talk to the physical therapist. I said, well, am I ever going to walk again? Because I was on a stroller. I was walking around pushing a stroller.
Right.
So the guy said, well, and I hate this phrase, it's not an exact science. He said, it's not an exact science. So I said, Bob, let me tell you how my mind works. If I can improve one thing, because at the time I couldn't walk, I could barely talk, and I lost the feeling right side of my body, right? So I said, well, the way I work, if I improve one thing, which I was focused on the walking, if I see that improve, I can do the rest.
Okay.
So I started taking laps around the block. Laps around the block, walking around, stuff like that. Okay. So the more I did it, the stronger I got. So he was like, you're the youngest patient I've had. And it's crazy how your mind recovers doing certain stuff. And I said, cool. So I had to teach myself how to build websites. So I built over like 50 websites online because, again, I couldn't really do anything at the time. So I said, well, shoot, let me make sure my mind works. So I built all these websites. So one of the websites I built was a Hype Cafe. So I looked around to see the name was available. So I got kind of crazy with it. So I got Hype Coffee, HYP Coffee.com, I was misspelling everything, right? So I said, wait a minute. So nowadays, when I get up, I actually have a website called HYPT.com. Have you prayed today? So the first thing you need to do when you wake up, get your mind right. Right? You got to pray. You got to get everything structured. You got to get everything organized. I say, well, if you don't do that first, if you don't first with God first, then everything else going to be wrong, right? So I said, well, I got to the Hype Cafe, and that's how I launched the website.
Wow. When I tell you, you're a bad brother, because some people don't recover from that. They do not recover from that. And for you to build websites all out of a stroke, running businesses, brother, you bad. You give me some encouragement, because being in the healthcare, and I work in the cardiology department. Okay. Yeah. So being in healthcare, I see it all day long where people don't come back from having 2 strokes and be as strong and vibrant and thriving as you.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. My first cousin, she's a nurse, so she sees it like every day. Right. So I appreciate you for doing that. But like I said, the joke with me and my doctor was like, he said you had a mild stroke. I'm thinking hot sauce, so it's like mild, medium, hot. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, a mild stroke. So I had to look it up to see what it means when you have a mild stroke. A mild stroke means you can still function. You just got to exercise and work out more. Eat right. So I had to cut out a lot of stuff. I had to get my mind right to improve. I still got my habits that I really can't put down. You like drinking wine, I like doing coffee. So that's what we do. But yeah, it's everything's been a blessing.
That's good. When I tell you, you're blessing me already, because I'm just so grateful and so thankful that, brother, that listen, like, no excuses. That's my thing. No excuses, no fear, no limitations. And there's no limitations on what you can do and what you have done. And so how did you get into coffee?
Well, the way I got into coffee, I did a lot of research. So I
Okay.
had to figure out something that was like kind of easy to get out there. I don't know everything about coffee. I know more about business, right? Because
Right.
I've owned over 20 something years. I've owned businesses. That's not a big deal. The product is a big deal. So
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, let me figure out something that I can kind of sell that's also healthy, that I won't feel bad giving it out to other people.
Right.
So when you learn about coffee, do the research about that, a lot of the coffee was founded in Africa. Now
Mm.
we do have Nicaragua, Mexico, stuff like that. So we have people that buy coffee from down there. But I wanted to buy like Ethiopian coffee and Kenya coffee
Mm-hmm.
because it's grown in the mountains, right? So
Right.
I said, okay. So I found the distributor. It was a little bit high in the beginning, so I needed to get my price down. So I had to learn about it. So luckily, the guy I partnered with, he said, well, let me teach you about the coffee. So he told me the whole story about coffee and how he delivers to the customers. So working together, we have like rave reviews about the coffee because we hadn't got a complaint yet. Now, if we have got one, I haven't seen it. The good thing about it is people like to make coffee their own way. So they got different creamers, they got different ways to roast the coffee. Some people just come and buy the whole bag of coffee and then go away and take it home and brew it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So what would be your best seller?
I only got one. I only got one product right now. It's called Hype Cafe. So
Okay.
actually, it's already prepackaged. That's my little package right there.
Yes. Come on now. Yes. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah, appreciate
Yes.
that. So you got
I,
to get it out there. The guy, if you look right here, that brand came by the fact I want to help somebody out. I also went to Morehouse College, so I
come
know when
on,
people.
Morehouse man. Let's go.
Yeah, you'd actually see it by my cup right there.
Okay. Okay.
But my whole mindset, I want to not only make money with my business, I also want to help people out. So
Okay.
everybody knows about Starbucks, they know about Dunkin' Donuts and the whole experience of doing coffee, right? Like when you get up in the morning and go to work, a lot of people just go grab a cup of coffee on their way to work.
Right.
My whole thing with coffee, you got to have a whole different experience at a different level for your coffee. So a majority of my customers, even though they do come through, they actually come in on the weekend. So they actually sit like anywhere for like 30 minutes to an hour with us. So we appreciate that for that and all the support from the community and everything.
That is awesome. And listen, I'm a coffee drinker. I love me a good cup of coffee. I have
Okay.
one cup a day. So I love me a good cup of coffee that's not too strong. I like kind of like a medium roast, not not dark or but something that is not so strong, but still giving me some you
Right.
know. Right. So, honey, I can't wait. I cannot wait to taste the coffee. I cannot
Oh,
wait.
you're gonna love the coffee. But yeah, one of the things I learned about coffee, the teas also go with it. So
Mhm.
a lot of customers when they come in, they ask for the tea. So we
Okay.
have tea actually at the shop. So you grab whatever you like, coffee, tea, whatever, and we'll make it up for you.
Right. Right. Because raised overseas, we drink tea. So I drink
Right,
tea and I drink coffee. So once I got back stateside, I was drinking coffee, but over in Europe, it was always tea.
right.
So I love it both. I love it all. I love it all. I really do. So how do you see yourself as far as like work-life balance? Like when you have businesses and things that you're doing, you got the hype room, you got the hype cafe. How do you get a work-life balance to balance yourself out and then be able to focus on all of your businesses?
Well, I give myself a little rewards along the way. So do different things. I take myself out to a movie. Somebody might come with me. Somebody might not. It doesn't matter
Right,
to me. I don't mind taking myself out sometimes.
right.
I like restaurants. I like to eat. So I like to search around the city and find different places, different restaurants. Um, uh, we do different things. Like one of the groups I like around here is called Grits and Jelly Butter. It sounds kind of weird. It sounds kind of weird, but it got a great performance. You ever heard of them?
Yes. I actually heard them the other night. Like they were at an event that I was at. And they were performing. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, these guys, I've known them for like a really long time.
Okay.
I met them when they were in Vito Libro. So it was in a small community, and people used to drive up. The restaurants used to be downstairs, but Vito Libro was downstairs too. So they would start playing, and everybody was like reading books and drinking wine and stuff like that. But the entertainment that they brought to it, people just kept coming out. So eventually it kept filling up and filling up and filling up. Now they got a following. They can actually fill up a freaking stadium with what the crowd they got.
Yes. And an organization that I am a part of, we hired them for a major gala event.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I tell you, we sold out instantly when everybody knew that they were performing.
Yeah. Yeah. So they do a great job. So, we all did work together. The good thing about the community, if you will, the more entrepreneurs that we actually support each other. Right. So any product you got, any business you got, any idea you have, let's say you need some money. Like, don't come to me and ask me for money, but I'll show you how to get it.
I'm about to come out and give me monies. I need the monies.
No, but what I mean by that, because a lot of people get it misconstrued when I say that. A lot of people, when you put it out there, they make it out like you got unlimited money. People come to me for money all the time. They'll be like, hey, bro, can you loan me like $100? Like I got it like that. I mean, I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? But when I give away $100, in my mind, I'm not getting that money back.
Right.
But so I'm not teaching you how to fish. Now, if I show you how to fish and where to get the money from, that's a different story.
Right.
So when I talk to my finance guys, I said, look, we got to put together a program to help out these people that don't have money right now, but they got some income. So I got a client right now that makes about 30 grand a year, and he's getting his first line of credit for like 50 grand. Guess how old he is? Guess how old he is?
How old?
23 years old. Now, I wish when I was his age, I would have got 50 grand.
What? Absolutely.
When somebody knew what to tell me on how to work it.
Right. How to go fish. How to fish. Right. How to go get the monies. I need the monies. Right. Yeah. Right.
And I heard you talking about the Bible, but it says in the Bible you got to teach a man how to fish.
You got to teach him how to fish.
Yeah.
You got to teach him how to fish.
So if I give you the money, like, it's totally different than showing you how to get the money.
Mm-hmm. He fed 10,000 people with loaf of bread and some fish, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that is so good. So that's so good. So what do you like to do? Like what you do in your spare time? When you're not at the shop, when you're not running your businesses, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, I call it idiot TV. So I give myself 30 minutes to turn on the TV and watch something stupid, like the Family Guy. I watch that sometimes. I watch like little like cartoons off of Disney, stuff like that. It's just silly, but you're not really thinking about it. You just watching it. It's just really making noise. I like football games. Okay. So sometimes I go to a football game. Sometimes I watch a football game. And with all the streaming these days, you can actually see the game after the fact. Okay. So you don't have to commit your time to that time period when the game is being played. If you want to see like the New Orleans game or whatever, because I'm a New Orleans fan. Okay. I ain't got no friends. I ain't got no friends in Atlanta.
Falcons all the way. Listen, I'm originally from Atlanta, from the A-Town down. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a sip with my Morehouse cup on there.
Falcons all the way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nah, it's all love. We like to poke fun at each other. You know how we do.
Right. Yes. So what's next for you?
Well, the next thing for me, I gotta find 3 locations. So my goal for this year is to find 3 locations.
Okay.
And actually, when I do my little pitch to my investors, stuff like that, it's because everybody's been doing Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or whatever had coffee. So what I did, I got to empower other people with ways to make money. So I teach people how to get EV chargers. I create jobs from being an installer, or you can sell it.
Okay.
We also sell solar panels. So with the solar panels, I mean, your coffee shop has a roof on it, right?
Right.
I mean, right around the corner from our shop, they got a Chase Bank. And the Chase Bank on top, guess what it has?
Solar panels.
Solar panels. So if you don't think solar panels is going to be the next wave, you're the wrong category.
Right. Yeah, listen, I've seen them on people's houses and everything. Yeah. It's coming. Definitely.
And I didn't know, but as a Georgia guy, President Carter had solar panels on his roof when I was 4 years old at the White House.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right. 1979.
That's crazy.
So you gotta
was already on the wave.
So you gotta have a whole lot of vision to do anything you do in life. So like with the Hype Cafe, the good thing about me, my first job in life, I was a stockbroker.
Okay.
So if you ever heard of E-Trade, it actually got bought by Morgan Stanley now, but I used to work for E-Trade, right? So to me, because I didn't grow up around that, I had to teach myself how to trade, and all the guys were running around the office and everything, talking about, oh yeah, did you buy this? Did you buy that? Did you buy Yahoo? Did you buy CMGI? One of the trades I first invested in, I bought it. I wish I would have kept it. I probably would be there by now. But it was like you ever heard of SoundHound? Yeah, right. It was similar to that. So it was like a language model at the time, but it was bought by Microsoft. So that was my first trade. That was my first trade. But the good thing about it was everybody was running around. They said, well, I mean, you know how to trade, right? I was like, I ain't telling, but no, I didn't know how to trade, right? I was just nervous. I got bills like everybody else. So I was nervous. So the guy said, well, one of my best friends, his name is Tommy Tom, right? So Tommy Tom, he said, look, he said, put your paycheck in your brokerage account. I was like, put my paycheck in my brokerage account. He said, yeah. Oh, man, I was so nervous, but I did. But I did it because I was like, I said, Tommy, I got bills. Like he don't have bills, right? I said, Tommy, I got bills. He said, bro, put the money in your brokerage account and watch it work, right? So I did what he said, and I think I was getting paid like $1,500 every 2 weeks, right? So I put my money in my account, and I call it these days. I call it the legend plan, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I put the $1,500 in my account, put in my trade, watched the stock go up. It went up like probably about my first trade. I made $75. So I remember I took my girlfriend out and I said, look, we can have anything on the menu, but we better not go over $75.
Eat light, okay?
Yeah,
eat light.
Yeah. Get you a salad. I call that salad. Get you a salad. But nah, she did a good job with it. But anyway, so we went out, had a good time, and when I came back, I paid my little bills, whatever. And then whatever I had left, I talked to Tommy, and he was like, well, he said, well, you get paid again in 2 weeks, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, put that money in the account too. So I put it in. Now my account is over like $2,000.
Okay.
So you actually have a brokerage account. They have what's called margin, right? So with margin, you can actually trade $4,000 in stock.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no credit check. There's no nothing. Now, me not knowing this at the time, right? We had instant messenger, right? So I said, Tom, a message. I said, Tom, my account says $4,000. What that mean? He said, bruh, they using the stock. If you buy $2,000 in stock, they use that as collateral if you want to buy another $2,000 in stock. So I can actually own $4,000 worth of stock, right? So I said, cool. So I bought $4,000 worth of stock. It went up 5%. So 5% times 4,000, how much?
Oof.
That's like $200, right?
Right.
So I still got the same bills that I had at the first part of the month.
Right.
I just got paid twice. So I said, well, shoot, let me pay my little bills. Let me pay my little bills with my little $200 profit, and then what's left in the account. So it went down a little bit. So my whole thing, the reason why I call it the ledger plan, because eventually when I got to like $6,000 in my account, because I kept getting paid every 2 weeks, I went up to the car lot, right? Because I wanted to buy my first car.
Okay.
So I bought my first car. It was an Acura Legend. That's why I call it the ledger plan.
Gotcha.
So at the time, nobody had a Legend, right? So I said, shoot, I thought I knew everything about money at this point. So I gave him $3,000. I said, I want an Acura Legend. He said, yes, sir, no problem. So he went out there. I probably could have paid less, but the fact I had the money for the deposit, he ain't had no problem with it. He said, he's all right.
Right.
And I had a job, so the money was no problem. So what I did, I learned from that to get over my fear, because a lot of times when you do a business and anything in life, you get fearful of what's going to happen.
Do it scared.
Yeah. So you got to do it when you're scared. I remember being scared. I talk to people now and I tell them like the whole story, because the good thing, I understand that what they're going through, like mentally, it's really fear that keeps people out of stuff. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people won't put money in their account. I got a guy right now that still won't put money in his account with his name, not my name, his name, right? So I'm like, man, you got to get over that part, because until you do it, you're not really going to have the whole thing behind it. Mm-hmm. It'll help you overcome the fear.
Right.
And I felt the same way. So I understand at the time I had bills. I was fearful. So I watched my account like a hawk. Luckily, my job was at E-Trade. So I was looking at my account like every 5 minutes. I take a phone call and I put my account on. Make sure it's still there.
Fear not, okay? Right. Listen, fear keeps a lot of people bound, chained, and everything, because you be so afraid to step out on faith and just take a leap. You understand what I'm saying? And once you take that leap, it's like, okay, he got it. He just wants you to take a step forward, and let me show you what I'm gonna do for you. Right. A lot of people.
Yeah. So fast forward to today, I have 7 streams of income. So thank God for that. I haven't lost it all. I did have times where it went down to like 5, went down to like 4. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, this is one of the ways, income-wise, it came back to me. So that's another revenue stream of income. So it built me back up to 7 because I had the wrong thing in place. Right. So there was a one point where I had 9 cars. So I used to rent out the 9 cars. But if anybody knows about Atlanta, people drive a little bit different these days.
They do.
So what you're really doing, you're taking on more risk. Mm-hmm. So I had 9 cars, but luckily I whittled down to like almost 0. Just my personal car, my little backup car. But I mean, that's all you need, really.
Right. So I know my parents, my daddy is an entrepreneur. He has been in business for himself for like 39 years. So that's where I get my business savvy and that go-getter, that's me all day through my dad, right? So when you say you got 7 streams of income, my parents and my dad was always like, you need 6, at least 6. So how would you mind sharing with your seven streams of income?
Yeah, and hopefully I don't miss one. But I do real estate.
Okay.
I teach people how to trade. Um, the Hype Cafe. So that's the brand is actually the franchise model. So that's a revenue stream. So I can actually show people how to make money from the Hype Cafe, the franchise model. So we had the solar panels and we had the EV chargers. So now we have the four, right?
Right.
Rent the cars out. So don't actually rent the cars out. Use the platform that rents the cars out. Yes. Also, the companies I bought, they actually pay dividends. So a lot of people don't know about dividends as an income stream, but that little income stream, that helps a lot of people. And then the other one, I'm still working on that part. So like you said, I went back down from 7 to 6. Mm-hmm. So I got a little blog out there, but I'm not going to put it out there yet because it's not ready.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I already told you he was a bad brother, right? Listen, he dropping these nuggets. I hope you're taking some notes. I hope you're getting it all in. He dropping the nuggets, right? 7 streams of income, 6, 7 streams of income that's steady rolling and rocking. What I tell you, if you want to know how somebody is doing it, you got to rub some elbows, okay? You got to get in the trenches with people that's doing it, that's making it happen, okay? So listen, I told you, I'm just excited. I'm excited, Terrell. I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about just partnering, collaborating, networking. How big is it? And I tell people all the time, you got to get out your own way. Networking, connecting with people, sharing information. You got to open up your mouth and let people know what you're doing, because you never know what you're doing and what you got a business in. Someone can help you take that business to another level.
Right. And I forgot the other income stream, that's mobile homes.
Come on.
Yeah, so everybody tries to put them down. They got a thing in their mind that they think about with mobile homes when you say that, but it actually works. We're buying like mobile homes. People say like tiny homes right now, and they try to go that route, but it has a lot of barriers to that. But with the mobile homes, when you go the other direction, it's actually no barrier to it. The mobile homes are already there. They just need help. So we used to rehab houses because I do real estate, but I was kind of fearful because I didn't know how that was going to go.
Okay.
So I'm up to my 4th home with mobile homes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just started that probably about 6 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, you rolling. Can't listen. I'm rubbing elbows with you. Listen, I'm rubbing elbows. Listen, I want to know what you know so you can help me take this thing on up, baby. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
When we networked it and when I met you, I said, it's something about that brother I need to know. It's something about that brother that I need to know.
I appreciate that.
Listen, you doing it. You doing it, bro. You doing it. And I am so super proud of you. What would you tell someone that is afraid? They got a great business plan, business idea, and they are just too, apprehensive to do anything in the business market. What would you tell someone that want to do business, but they apprehensive?
Well, there's that word again, fear. Just don't have any fear to it. It's always good to plan, because if you don't have a plan, you will fail.
Right.
But understand that your plan is a living plan. So it can always be changed, right? You're going to learn different stuff. You're going to learn different ways to do it. Some people realize like they're in the wrong business altogether. Mm-hmm. I've owned businesses like forever. So my main thing, my business had to make a profit. So if they don't make profit from the door and they're not making me money, then I just cut them. So I might have got out of stuff too early, or I might have committed myself to doing a project for too long. But the one thing, don't stand still. Give yourself enough room to learn.
Right. Boom. Right there. Checkmate.
Right.
I am always saying you have to modify. You gotta modify systems. You gotta have a strategic system in place. And if that system is not working, you gotta shift, you gotta move, you gotta modify it so it can be a success to you.
Yeah.
And what you just said, you gotta move. If something ain't working, you gotta move.
Yeah. One of the things I learned that wealthy people do, they buy systems. Like they don't do all the work themselves.
Right.
They find other people, empower other people. Actually going to Morehouse College, that's how I think. It was right in line with what I was thinking anyway.
Right.
So I said, shoot, let me go to Morehouse College because I want to be a bridge financially to help other people out. So anybody that has a problem, my mind immediately goes like, okay, how can I help? You know what I'm saying? Because usually if I help somebody else, that actually adds to me to give a solution to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that also means that the system is working.
Right.
The system is working, and the system is being proven to be a success.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. When I tell you, I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in, bro. I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in. When I tell you, it has. I'm blowing my mind right now. Because I know how if you don't have a system in the right system, honey, you don't have nothing. You got to have some type of structure. You got to have some type of discipline. You got to make sure that system is going to continue to keep rolling. If it ain't rolling, then you need to make some changes. Definitely make some changes. What other businesses that when you say you got 7 streams, right? And let's talk more about the hype room. When when you're saying that you like to get other people's perspectives, whether it's religion or just whatever's going on in the world today, what are your thoughts?
Well, one of the things you learn about coffee and tea and stuff like that, people like to exchange thoughts and ideas in a room, right? So that's why I came up with the hype room, because people that come to the room, they talk about what they do. Right. Like one of my friends, he's like a big time, he used to be in the military, right? So he's a retired military guy, but he had to figure out how to make money. But he's working in the basement like all the time. So I said, man, when are you coming out the basement? He said, man, I get these contracts and the contracts pay me so much, I can't really come out the basement. I said, wait a minute. So why don't we schedule a time for you to come out and we'll fill up the class. I call it a class, but it's the hype room, right? So we'll fill it up with at least 10 people because that's all it needs with this product, right?
Right.
I said, we'll fill it up and we'll set up the room like a classroom style, right? Let you come in, educate people that don't know about what you do. Now he's teaching me about coding. There goes that seed. So he's like, bro, let me show you about this coding, PHP, C++, what's the other one? Oh, well, back in my day, it was MySQL. I thought I was doing something. that ain't nothing but a database to them.
Right.
So he's like, well, man, let me show you. So the more people I invite into the hype room, I get to learn along the way. So not only do I become a student, I lead other people to the water. They get to drink from it. And actually, he comes out the basement and he teaches people.
See, look, bad to the bone. It's just when I say knowledge is power, it's coming from all the places, from everywhere. It's coming.
Right.
And that's the thing. You know what? What I really am proud of you is because you're not a gatekeeper. You know, whatever information that you know, you're willing to share it, you're willing to help, you're willing to, devote time to making sure somebody else is going to win, because at the end of the day, you'll get gratification by pushing and helping somebody else. So that's one of the things I am definitely so proud of you about, is because it's so many people in the world that they so used to holding on to, they selfish, they hold on to their knowledge, they hold on their power, they hold on to everything and don't want to help nobody, but steady be trying to get help, but
Right.
don't want to help nobody,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that. I love that you're not a gatekeeper and you're willing to invest in somebody else's future. And that's what
Oh
it's
yeah.
about.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, because this is what this platform is for. Wine La Vie. Yes, I'm a wine lover. Yes, a wine connoisseur, and been doing wine ever since I was 13 years old overseas in Europe. They don't have no age limit to drink with the family, right? But listen, this platform right here is for people like you, business entrepreneurs like yourself, that's doing some big and major things in the community. And guess what? You have no idea who you have right there beside you in your community that can help you to execute things further and be a success. So I pay homage to those who had to give me an opportunity and a chance, and I pay homage to other business entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh yeah.
knowledge is power. Knowledge is definitely power. So kudos for that.
Oh,
Kudos
thank you.
definitely for
Thank you.
that. Listen, how can the people follow you?
Well, they can go to my website. It's hypecafe.com. They can also go to hypecafe.com/blog. That's where I raise capital for my franchises. Um, they can also call me directly. My number, I'll give it out. My number is 770-296-9058. And I see my emails down there as well. So hopefully they can see it.
Yes, sir. Listen, I have so enjoyed tonight. You definitely dropped some nuggets. And for business owners and entrepreneurs that are watching this podcast, definitely link up with Mr. Terrell. He's very knowledgeable. He knows his things. If he has 7 streams of income and still counting, listen, he's definitely a person that you can definitely link up with and definitely get some golden nuggets to take your business further. Okay. So when I tell you, I can't wait. I can't wait to just sit down and go over some things in business for ShonGee Enterprises, because I already know Mr. Terrell, baby, we're going up. We're going
I
up.
got
We're going
I
up.
got
Well, it has definitely been a pleasure. I thank you for taking this time out and just being a guest and just sharing your knowledge and sharing what it is that you love to do in this business arena. I wish you much, much, much success in 2025. Listen, we doing some major big things, bigger and better things in 2025. So if there's anything that ShonGee Enterprise Wine La Vie can do to support you, help you, promote, let me know. I'm here. Okay. I am ready to serve you. Okay.
I appreciate you. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Well, this is definitely my time. I am your host, Keisha ShonGee Johnson. It has been a pleasure featuring Mr. Terrell Alexander tonight as our featured business entrepreneur. If you are interested in promoting your business or sharing your business and being on the platform, definitely reach out. You can contact me. My contact information is at the bottom scrolling. Okay. I'm on all platforms. I love to have you on the show. We're doing bigger and better in 2025. Come on and do bigger and better with me. Ciao. Cheers.
Cheers.